All right, what's up, guys? Wednesday, May the 25th, 2022. Appreciate you all tuning in. Hope you are all doing well. I'm Chris Phillips, your host of the Daily Crow of the Spurs Up Show. As always, let's see. I see Jackson, Babes and Waves, David Sellers, Travie, Tommy Evans, Connor McCormish, Travis Ruel, Andrew the Textbook, Brendan, John Edward Kruger. What's going on? Appreciate you all tuning in. Also, guys, in the Big Cock Club Discord. Head over to the TDC Questions channel, to be sure that your questions are answered there. Again, we have got a lot to get into, a lot to dissect here on this Wednesday, May the 25th, 2022. Matthew Isaac, hump day indeed. What's going on? Hump day indeed. Travis Lee, Chris, late crying knowing Kingston is gone soon. Who's crying, my guy? Who's crying? I see a couple of comments about the Javon Kinlaw thing. Yes, I definitely want to discuss that, get into that. Would love to hear your thoughts and opinions on it. We actually just posted a clip. That's why I was a couple minutes late. I just posted a clip on social media from our conversation. Great interview we dropped this morning with former Gamecocks quarterback Reed McCullum. So I highly suggest you guys check that out. And again, hopefully we don't have the technical issues here on the Daily Crow that we had yesterday. Hopefully we do not have those technical issues. But either way, guys, appreciate you all tuning in. Like I said, very excited to chat with you all, and we're going to get after it here on this Wednesday. Also, guys, a quick reminder, we are live tonight from Tin Roof, 6 to 8 in the Vista, taking your questions, your comments. Would love to have you guys come out. $3 drafts, $3 Rumple, $3 Fireball as well. Great food, great people, great times. It's always a good time at Tin Roof. So really looking forward to that. Again, guys, content bleeding out the eyeballs as we rock with our TSUS content, this SEC Unfiltered content, and everything in between. Let's see. Austin Greer, you don't know what the situation with Kinlaw is. The guy interviewing has been bad-mouthing his family and his knee for years. Bad-mouthing his family. Really, Austin? Yeah, listen, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I know everything about Javon Kinlaw and that clip and that situation, but on one side, you've got the blogger, the guy on the internet that is saying whatever he's saying. On the other side, you've got a paid professional that represents the San Francisco 49ers organization. If you're pissed off and you want to hash it out and you want to make a point on an interview, you can do so. But Austin Greer, to pretend like what Javon Kinlaw did is excusable is foolish. You're a damn fool if you say that. You're a damn fool. I mean, he made himself look like a slapdick. He looked like an idiot. Javon Kinlaw is straight up off his rocker. I don't want to go I was thinking about it. That's the first thing I saw this morning, that Javon Kinlaw thing. And there's much more to it than a 2-minute clip. You're right. I just posted the highlights. I feel almost bad for Javon Kinlaw, man. That he is a guy, he is a professional athlete, NFL football player. And you know what? Just because guys get paid a certain amount or they have a certain occupation, it doesn't mean guys should just be able to say whatever they want about him on the internet constantly over and over and over and over and over again. But Javon Kinlaw is a guy that's not even on Twitter. He's not even on social media. And Kinlaw is allowing this guy's comments to impact him to the level in which he took it. I feel for him. I do. I kind of feel for Javon Kinlaw. That, like, he is allowing this man to disrupt his peace to that level where he's saying the things, Austin, that I cannot even repeat. So, listen, if you want to take the stance of defending Javon Kinlaw, you can be my guest, but I ain't doing it. If you're Kinlaw, you've either got to remove yourself from the situation or you've got to be able to collect yourself and make your point in such a manner in which you actually come out the victor. But it's like responding to a Twitter troll, Austin. Like, if he has gone to that level where it's like this blogger has trolled Kinlaw swinging down and you achieve nothing out of that. Like, you're going to get nothing, especially the way he talked to him. You get nothing out of it. So I understand, Austin, there's more than a 2-minute clip to that conversation. But even you providing context, there's no amount of context you can provide me where I say, oh, well, that makes sense. I see why he said that. I'm sorry. There's just no context you can provide me that does that. So if you want to take the stance of defending Javon Kinlaw, but you know what? Unfortunately, guys, this is the internet, and we live in a This is the internet in which we live in a world of clips and short glimpses. And Kinlaw looks like a psycho. Like, it just straight up, he looks like a lunatic, a certified lunatic. And guess what? He's not getting the benefit of the doubt from the Gamecocks fan base when you call South Carolina fans the worst fans on my soul. Well, that was the worst interview I've ever watched on my soul. So, again, it really ain't got nothing to do with us. It doesn't have nothing to do with the Gamecock side of things. I'll tell you this. The interviewer, what's his name, Grant Cohn, I give him mad props. I don't know that I would have handled it quite as well. I don't know that I would have not chirped back at him. I don't know that I would have handled myself in that situation as well as he did. So I tip my cap to that guy for the way he handled it. But even if, again, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I know all this backstory and everything, but you just got to handle it better. You're Javon Kinlaw, right? You're Javon Kinlaw. You're not some slapdick Joe Schmo on Twitter. You're Javon Kinlaw. You're Javon Kinlaw. So you got to handle that better, man. You know that's on the internet. You know everybody's going to see that. You can't just say, well, I don't give a damn. You have to give a damn. You have to give a damn if you're Kinlaw, you know? So, listen, I don't have anything. I don't have any ill wishes on Kinlaw. I don't. Like, I hope he flourishes at the next level. That's all great. I said this on Twitter, though, and I'll say it again. It is not shocking to me. It's not shocking to me, and it reeks of a Muschamp player. I don't know if you guys see. I had a little bit of a different perspective because I was someone, again, of course, you know, I've been doing this for a little bit. And so I was someone very critical of the play. You know, you call for the head coach's job, you go 4-8. Not a lot of positive things are going to come out of our camp. And I can't tell you the amount of times that, you know, I would tweet during the game, right? I'm live tweeting during a football game. And I would see post-game, especially if South Carolina found a way to win, the few that they did under Muschamp. I would see players on those teams, though, literally liking tweets, talking shit to us, talking shit to tweets in which I did not tag the player. And the player was not tagged anywhere in the tweets. Guys were going on social media after the games name searching. If you don't know what name searching is, let's say my name is Chris Phillips. If I just go into Twitter and put Chris Phillips, right? I'm just searching my name. I'm not searching my handle. I'm searching my name. If my name is Javon Kinlaw, just going into the Twitter search, Javon Kinlaw, going to latest on Twitter, and you see all the tweets that come up with his name. Literally seeking out comments about them. That's what the guys under Muschamp were doing. Like, they were that concerned with what we had to say. They were that concerned with what Twitter was saying about their game. Just mentally soft. And that was a characteristic of those teams, for sure. That was a characteristic. Softer than microwave baby shit. That was a characteristic of those teams. So I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked at Kinlaw acting the way he did. I mean, listen, I'm not condoning a reporter should be able to talk about a player like they're an animal, like they're a piece of meat, talk about their family. I'm not condoning that. But even if, I don't know all the context, even if he did all those things, bro, Javon Kinlaw, you're Javon Kinlaw. You just can't do that. If you want to go on there and make a point and confront a man, so be it. You can't say all the shit he said, though. Like, it's ridiculous. It was over the top. It was so over the top, you know? And again, unfortunately for Kinlaw, he's not going to get a whole lot of sympathy from me or any other Gamecock fan because I'm sorry. You come out and you say Gamecock fans are the worst on my soul, and you say it with your damn chest, and he didn't ever apologize. He meant every word he said. Well, to hell with you then. That's what I say. To hell with you. Best of luck. Do your thing. Get your paper. Have a successful career. But we don't mess with you and you don't mess with us. Cool. Let bygones be bygones. We'll keep it moving. Just another reason why the Will Muschamp era is a forgotten 5-year period of Gamecock football. It is. Flat out. Forgotten 5-year period of Gamecock football. Nobody wants to claim it. Nobody wants to recall it. Nobody wants to talk about it. Nothing. So that's the legacy you left. That's the legacy you left. That's the legacy you and your teammates and your coaches left. How many man caves you been to that have a signed Javon Kinlaw picture in them? How many man caves you been to that have a picture from the 2018 Outback Bowl in them? Not many. Not many. Because we're trying to forget that ever happened. So hold that. Hold that, I guess. Congratulations. You're part of the most maligned era of Gamecock football ever. Cool. Anyways, do we want to sit here and talk about Austin Greer, Will Muschamp catching strays? No, Austin, it's not strays. It's directed accordingly. It shouldn't be strays at all. It's directed accordingly. It's directed accordingly. So, and again, I'm not even trying to beat up on Kinlaw. Like, hey, I hope he balls at the NFL. I wish ill will on no man. That would be horrible if I was wishing ill will in his career. I hope he has a fantastic career. But in that situation, it's like, again, you're Javon Kinlaw, and you just can't respond that way, bro. You can't respond that way. Can't respond that way. So, anyways, taking your questions, comments, calls, 843-790-3376. Guys, podcast did drop this morning. Episode 653. Full breakdown of what happened last night. Of course, South Carolina baseball season is officially over. I saw the Fire Mark Kingston comments a little bit earlier in the chat. But the season comes to an end. Gamecocks losing to Florida last night in, just excruciating fashion. How else would it happen, you know? How else would it happen for us? Excuse me. How else would it happen for us? Excruciating fashion. And I'll tell you this, though. I want to go ahead and make this point. You know, I don't think coming at a guy like, and I haven't seen a lot of it, which I'm proud of Gamecock fans for this, but I think coming at a guy like, Lee Croy, the catcher, listen, he tried to make a play, shit happens. You try to make a play, shit happens, and, it is what it is. So, but should have never came down to that. Got to be able to score runs. Bottom line, and couldn't do it. And just a fitting ending to a really, really, really painful season. Yeah, and now we sit here. No Gamecock sports until football. So I guess that's what kind of bums me out too, guys. Tomorrow, of course, we'll begin our 100 days to kickoff countdown, which is awesome. But there are no Gamecocks athletics on field, on any sort of court, field of play, anything. There are no Gamecocks athletics until football, which sucks. So, yeah. 101 days till we see Carolina suit up. And I guess, let me be fair. There's like soccer, there's tennis, there's whatever else. But until one of the major sports hits, there's 101 days till another Gamecocks game. So we begin the off season, although there is no off season. Dude, I have been, you talk about content bleeding out the eyeballs and busy. Yours truly, I've been going nonstop because we're trying to do this SEC Unfiltered thing as well. And it's been a lot of fun. But it's a lot. Yours truly going nonstop, but we love it. Let's see. Yes, John Edward, I watched the game. I know we had 2 hits into the 9th, my guy. I get it. Dalton Hines says the epitome of the Mark Kingston era is Will Sanders only giving up 1 run the whole game and losing on a botch play at the plate. Yeah, it just again, it just wasn't meant to be last night. This season wasn't meant to be as a whole. So Matt Bruno says, are you worried about the younger guys transferring if Kingston is fired? Matt, that's a risk you take, but for the greater good of Carolina baseball, I'm making the move on Kingston, and if guys are going to transfer, they're going to transfer, so be it. Hopefully some guys will stay. You've got that young core. I tweeted about them last night. You've got that young core of Becker and Austin and Stone and Lee Croy and Hornung and Jalen Vasquez, and you got a bunch of really, really promising young guys, but you got to make the move. You don't bring a coach back just because you don't bring a coach back just because, somebody might transfer. It's a risk you take. It's just a risk you take, bottom line. It's a risk you take in the process, and it is what it is. Noah Johns, appreciate you tuning in. My brother, Steven, what's up? Let's see. Lots of questions rolling in. Yeah, Babes and Waves. I don't know. Did you miss that Kinlaw said that Gamecock fans were the worst fans on his soul? On his soul. That's a key part of that. On his soul is what he said. On his soul. Let's see. Dalton Hines, it doesn't matter if players transfer when the coaches let go. The point of getting a new head coach to have better long-term success. Yeah, I mean, again, you got to make a move. What's best for the program? And yeah, last night, guys, I wasn't upset. I don't know if you listen to the podcast, you probably heard my voice. And I was recording that show at like 1 a.m. last night. I stayed up till 2 a.m. watching Vandy and Ole Miss play. But I was just bummed. I knew what was coming. I knew that we were going to lose. I picked us to lose. Right? I figured we were going to lose. But that doesn't mean I didn't want to see us play some more baseball. And let me take a side note a little second. And I'm going to record a video and post it to social media because I want to make sure you guys know and understand, how appreciative I am. Because baseball is so unique, because we start this journey way back in mid-February, like the week before the season starts, and we break this thing down, and then we get into the season, and we go on this this year it was a 55-game journey together, and it's a ton of baseball, it's a ton of days at the yard, ton of hours watching baseball, tons of shows around baseball, and I want to say thank you, man, to those who rocked with us all season, because this was a tough year. I mean, this was a tough season. So for those, man, that stood behind us and just continued to tune in and show love and show support and, heck, even engage with us on social media, even engage with, like, the post-game reactions and all that, man, I can't say thank you enough. Because whether we have a great season or a terrible season, it's always special and it's a lot of fun. And I'm, you guys know I love the game of baseball and I love Carolina baseball, and it's a shame how the season went, but I really am appreciative of you guys, showing that love and support, and Carolina fans being passionate about baseball. So thank you for, you guys, honestly, this season was tough, and there were days, I'm not going to lie, there were days where I'm like, God, we got to watch this team again. But knowing you all were consuming the content, showing love to the content, and just rocking with us, man, it made getting through it, it made it enjoyable nonetheless. So thank you sincerely. I really, really do appreciate it. Let's see. Panic Ritter, thank you, sir. John Edward, you helped me at least keep up with the rest of the season, even though I wasn't emotionally invested. I'm glad I could do that. Travis says, appreciate it, Chris. Spurs Up Show made it a little easier, though it was a rough one. I did what I could, man. I tried my best. Travis Lee says, catcher probably dropped the ball on purpose, said to hell with Kingston. I don't know about all that, but whatever. Anyways, Andrew the textbook, the Mark Kingston era will be just like a Will Muschamp era, 5-year forgotten period. Yeah, I don't think you're totally off base, my guy. I don't think you're totally off base. And, I posted that clip, by the way. I posted that clip from the Kinlaw thing on social media, and Akeem Auguste, which love Akeem, but he commented, why repost this? And I'm like, dude, number one, it's a relevant clip because he played at Carolina. It's a relevant clip because he played at Carolina. And I'm sorry again, but when you call Carolina fans the worst on your soul, like you're just not going to get a whole lot of benefit of the doubt from us. Put it that way. You ain't getting a whole lot of benefit of the doubt from us. So sorry about it, my guy. Anyways, would love to hear you guys. You can call in 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. How about Brennan Malone getting named all conference? How about that? Posted without comment. So beautiful. SEC tournament play, by the way, guys. Hey, if you're still interested in college baseball, if you're a fan of college baseball, Yours truly is going to be covering the SEC tournament on SEC Unfiltered at SEC Unfiltered. I think the next show for SEC Unfiltered will probably drop Friday. I think we'll drop Friday. The schedule moving forward will be Tuesday, Thursday on that. I think Tuesday, Thursday makes the most sense. We're doing TSUS Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And guys, just stay tuned for our content schedule as well. Because, you know, I was honestly planning on rocking the podcast and the Daily Crow as normal through the end of next week and then adjusting from there. There may be some changes to the Daily Crow starting next week because, I mean, guys, let's just face it, that there's just not a whole lot to discuss. There's not a whole lot to talk about. We are entering a bit of a dead period, if you will. And I know there's always things we can get into, but we are entering somewhat of a dead period. I will tell you this. I don't think I'm going to take time from the podcast side of things because that's something I can knock out like that. But the Daily Crow, we might make some adjustments over a 2 or 3 week period. Like I said, there's just, you know, I know at minimum the week of July 4th when I start breaking down, giving my predictions and all that, we're going to be rocking full 2-hour show because we'll have tons to discuss around my predictions and all my preseason thoughts. But over the month of June, it might be a little bit different. So, again, you guys, I know you'll just roll with the punches, and I really genuinely appreciate that. But just stay tuned. There will probably be some updates to content. Let's see. Stacy Manley says Kinlaw needs to think before he speaks because he'd probably be out of football in a couple more years and will need USC. Do you think he'll need USC, Stacy? You think he'll need USC? I think he's kind of made it very clear. He's like, to hell with USC. I don't think Kinlaw's got much love at all for USC, which is why I was so – I mean, listen, I know he was a first-round pick, but that's why I was just so, you know, why are we putting him up in the indoor facility? And I'll tell you this, too. You know what else it says? I mean, if you got a player like Kinlaw that when he left was saying – Gamecock fans are the worst on my soul. What does it say about Muschamp? Because hey, that's a reflection of your leaders. That's a reflection of leadership. I'm sure Muschamp feels the same way. You know what I mean? I'm sure he does. And if he does, to hell with him. Because all we did was give him a shot when nobody else would. That's all Carolina did. I mean, Muschamp should be indebted to Carolina for us giving him an opportunity to coach again. So, anyways. Like, again, I'm not I'm not saying that dude, that Grant Cohn guy, like you can just say whatever, like, you know, but you've got to you have to approach that a different way. By the way, guys, in case you missed this, I posted this over the weekend about us getting banned from Cocky Talk, right, 4 years ago. And Chuck Hoskins, Cocky Hoskins, responded to me and whatever. Cool dude. I don't care. I used to love Cocky Talk, by the way. I'm sure many of you in here are familiar with Cocky Talk. If you're not, it was in my opinion, by far the best free forum for fans you could find. I really thoroughly enjoyed Cocky Talk. He said he walked away because it wasn't fun anymore. It doesn't exist because I don't want it to. I would honestly love to hit this dude up. I tell you, I'd love to bring it back. I thought Cocky Talk was a blast. I thought it was a blast. So I thought, like, I've honestly thought about, like, what if we fired it back up and made that part of, like, TSUS? You know what I mean? Like, made the forum part of TSUS. That would, I think that'd be incredible. Like, what made Cocky Talk so awesome was, like, the like the whole setup of it too. Like it was a really fun forum, like a really cool, unique, fun forum. Yeah. So, anyways, thought it was cool. But guys, like I said, the Gamecocks baseball season is officially over. The college baseball selection show is Monday. I mean, obviously we're not in. Finishing with a losing record. First time that's happened since 1996. And I just don't want to come on here, guys, and beat a dead horse. I mean, it's so obvious what needs to happen. Do I really need to sit here and go on another rant? Do I? I mean, do I really? I don't feel like I need to do that. Like, I feel like we're all on the same page, right? And it's not going to happen today. It's probably not going to happen tomorrow. I think this is something that's going to, over the course of the next couple of weeks, teams are in the postseason. Probably a lot of coaches, if you do make the move and you do make a hire, a lot of the coaches, most of the coaches you'd be looking at, they're in the postseason. The buyout goes down beginning of July. I would not be surprised if it went into the summer. I would not be surprised. So if a move is made. So listen, at some point, Tanner, they're going to have to come out and say something of, hey, we either are making a move or we back Mark Kingston in the future kind of baseball under his leadership. They're going to have to say something. You can't just brush this under the rug and say, well. So Jimmy Deere says there's no chance we host, unlike last year when we didn't make it but hosted. Jimmy, my friend, we're not even making the postseason at all. At all. Jimmy, there's no chance of anything. The season's over. It's done. Kaput, finished, history. It's done. 2022 closed in the books. So, what's up, Breaking? Appreciate you. Brendan M. Tanner needs to be fired if Kingston's retained or fired in July. Well, Brendan, I'll tell you this. Here's a take for you. Carolina ain't gonna fire Ray Tanner. They might urge him to step down. They're not going to fire Ray Tanner. You don't fire a guy whose number's on the outfield wall. You strongly, strongly urge him to step down, right? You don't fire him. I'd be shocked if they fired him. I'd be shocked. Yeah, I think Brian Dean, it's important. They got to come out and say something. I think they do. It's got to be soon. I think you got to make a stance one way or the other. Hey, are we going a different direction, or do we back Mark Kingston? And I think it's 50-50. I think it's 50-50. I think it's 50-50. I really do. Because as Dalton brings up, with the board of trustees and and all that, we've already paid 2 buyouts because our athletics department's a complete shit show. We've already paid 2 buyouts. This would be a third. It wouldn't surprise me if they said, because we, I mean, guys, we love Carolina baseball. We do. But the question comes back to, does college baseball move the needle enough, even at a place like South Carolina? Does it move the needle enough to warrant making a change now versus waiting a year from now? So, Stacey Manley, if they keep Kingston, there will be not many ticket sales next year. Yeah, I mean, I don't think that's I think certainly the hype and excitement around Carolina baseball will be at an all-time low if he returns. And I don't even blame fans for it. I mean, I'll be excited because I love baseball. But in regards to, let me say this. Let me say this. Let me say this. I love Carolina baseball because I'm a baseball guy, right? I just love baseball in general. But the thing that makes and has made Carolina baseball different from every sport on campus outside of women's basketball now, which is this way, but of the big three major sports, basketball, men's basketball, football, and baseball, the thing that has made baseball stand out above all is that every single year, every single season, I come into the season with a hope and a belief that, you know what, if things come together, we can make a run and we can win a national championship. And that's a realistic goal. And that's a realistic expectation. If Mark Kingston's retained and he comes back next year as head coach, I think probably for the first time in my life, that feeling will no longer exist. That feeling of, you know what, if this breaks right and this breaks right and we do this and we do that and, you know, it's a funny game, the game of baseball, we get to the postseason, we can make a run. That feeling, I think, will be non-existent for me for the first time in ever. So it's the excitement or lack thereof, the apathy, dare I say, that will surround this program if Mark Kingston's retained is scary to think about. It is. It's scary to think about. And the longer you let it go on, the more it becomes, I don't even know if acceptable is the right word, but the more people become numb to it. They just become numb to it. Oh, well, baseball just sucks now. Baseball's average now. And that is what it is. Right? Winning over a sustained period of time, that builds tradition. Losing over a sustained period, that also builds tradition in a negative way. So you let Kingston come back and you just let this continue to bleed out and bleed out and bleed out. And at some point, Carolina baseball isn't elite anymore. Carolina baseball is not one of the top programs in college baseball anymore. It's an afterthought. It's average. It's not Carolina baseball. So you got to make a decision. You need to make it quickly. And I think, guys, as I've told you before, when you know a guy's not the dude, as soon as you know, the longer you sit there and you don't make a move, you're just delaying the inevitable. You're just delaying the inevitable. You're just delaying the inevitable. So I didn't want to be in this position, guys. I didn't. I didn't want to be in this position this year. I didn't want to call for Kingston's job. And I heard shit for years about Kingston. And I didn't want to do it. I didn't. Let's see. Guys, we are taking your questions, comments, calls. Again, would love to see you out at Tin Roof tonight. We are live 6 to 8. Here, let's jump to the phone lines here.
Call from
Matt Bruno.
Matt Bruno, what's up, man? How are you?
I'm doing good, Chris. How are you?
I'm doing well, man. Appreciate you asking. What's going on?
Hey, I just wanted to make just a quick comment on kind of what you're talking about with, making a move on Kingston now and compared to whether they retain him, for the years to come. You're saying that, being kind of how Carolina fans will be, I would say, maybe acceptance that, with if this continues, you bring Kingston back, accepting that Carolina baseball is not that great anymore. It's not what it was during the Tanner years. Essentially you're almost washing away, the 2010, 2011, not saying that you are, but it's kind of, forgotten moments, then, but my point is that what I can't think is how can Tanner allow that? Because one thing you got to look at is that's his legacy. He built the program to what it is even today. And you're having someone almost a coach that's not living up to those expectations, and just how it feels if you bring Kingston back. I mean, this is also why you made a move when you let go Holbrook, because he wasn't living up to the expectations. And the expectations are Carolina baseball is an elite program. And that's just like you said in the beginning of the season, that it is what it is. And if you don't live up to those expectations, sorry, we're going to find somebody else that's going to do the job. So how I feel, and tell me if I'm wrong, but do you think then Tanner would then just be accepting that, okay, well, we've done all we can do for Carolina baseball. We'll just let Kingston come back, and now Carolina baseball is not elite anymore. I mean, is that just wrong to think, or just wrong to think that Tanner would allow that to happen?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what's going through Tanner's mind. You would certainly think, right, it stings for him. It should sting for him more than anybody. I mean,
exactly.
It's his baby. So I understand that things can't happen at the rate in which fans probably wish it could, right? I mean, fans just want a coach fired the next day, and there's a lot behind the scenes that goes on. But yeah, I mean, if and it's an if, because they could move on, and I think we all agree they should. But yeah, if you bring Kingston back, it just and I don't think Tanner has all of the power either. I don't think he has all the power, right? He's not the only one making these decisions, but it's gonna sting, man. It's gonna sting if Kingston's retained. It's really gonna sting if he's brought back. It's going to be a slap in the face, really, is what it's going to feel like.
I was going to say the same thing.
Yeah, it's going to hurt.
It's almost going to feel like it's almost going to feel like to the fan base a slap in the face that you're allowing somebody to continue this downward slope, and that's not what Carolina baseball. That's not what their legacy is. It's a tradition of winning, and winning at the highest level, which is the SEC.
Right.
And that's just the part of trying to fathom as a Carolina, especially, like yourself. I mean, I'm a huge baseball fan. Always, baseball is my first love. And it's just feeling like a huge slap in the face that you're going to allow, this downward slope of losing. It's almost feel like you're accepting it. So,
yeah.
And it's not to say, but, and the reason why I think these feelings might come is because, there's not a tradition of, except for, I guess, well, Spurrier stepped down, if I'm not mistaken, right? He wasn't let go.
Yes. Spurrier, he stepped down.
Yes. Yeah. So, yes. So, but other than that, I mean, besides even with that, I mean, that's a different thing. Is even in the recent years, there hasn't been a coach that I know of that has been let go mid-season. So that it's like thinking that would even be a possibility that if you retain Kingston, it's not like he's even going to be on a thread, and that thread can be pulled out at any moment next year. I don't think that would be the case. It's either you feel like this move would have to happen now, or now we're going to be into the long haul. You retain him for another year, or he's going to want a longer deal in order to ensure his safety. But anyway, kind of just wanted to get your thoughts and just kind of hear. That's just, a feeling of, I guess, maybe more fans are feeling the same way just because how Tanner can kind of let this go. Like you said, it's his baby. Mm-hmm. It's also his legacy. It's his number on that wall that was put up for a reason. And how could he, allow this? But
yeah,
appreciate it. Always enjoy the show. And, good Cox. Looking forward to football season. So take it easy, Chris. I appreciate taking my call.
Yeah, Matt. Appreciate you, my man. Thank you so much. Great stuff. Great call. We had someone try to call in during that as well. I would love to have you call in after the break because we are going to take a break. But I think a lot of great points. And, man, I do. I wish I could sit down with Tanner. I wish we could have Tanner on the show and just say, what's the thought? What's going on? What do you think? I mean, how do you feel about all this? Because it doesn't make sense, right? It doesn't make sense that Ray Tanner could not. I mean, how? It doesn't make sense that Ray Tanner couldn't go out and hire a great baseball coach. It's hard for me to compute that. It's hard for me to compute that, you know? Ed McInnes. Yeah, Carolina did have tradition before Ray Tanner, no question, but I think it's safe to say Tanner took it to another level, which again, though, makes what's happening even more inexcusable. Guys, I posted to social media. First time since 1996, Carolina's finished with a below 500 record. Since 1964, we finished below 500 4 times. 4 times. And this is one of them. And guys, guess what? We finished exactly 500 in 2019. Again, I think I saw Brendan say it earlier, and I've said it many a time. Ain't nobody out here saying that Mark Kingston's gotta go to Omaha every year. I'm not saying that. But missing the postseason? Mark Kingston can say that everything that could go wrong did go wrong till he's blue in the face. Injuries galore. You don't miss the postseason here and live to tell the tale. You don't. Welcome to Carolina baseball, bitch. You don't miss the postseason here and live to tell the tale. You don't go under 500. Under 500. Like last night was just, it was just further proof of the dysfunction of this group. Because here's what irks me about the season. I know I said we were going to a break, but I want to say this. Here's what irks me about this season. Last night, you played a good ball game. Good competitive ball game, right? You lost. It's baseball. Shit happens. It'd be one thing if you had injuries, the exact same injuries you had this year. It'd be one thing. You know what? If I could live with this, guys. I could live with, you know what? You fought to a 13-17 record in SEC play, and it wasn't meant to be in the SEC tournament. I could live with that. I could live with that. But what I continue to go back to, I can't live with the Xavier loss. I can't live with the loss to USC Upstate. I can't live with the Citadel. I can't live with Presbyterian. I can't live with Charlotte. I can't live with getting swept by Clemson. I can't live with those things. I can't live with those things. I can't. And you know what? Injuries be damned. If I've said it once, I've said it 100 times. You lose to PC, the Citadel, and USC Upstate all in the same season and get swept by Clemson, you know what? You deserve to lose your job. You don't deserve to be the head coach here. You just flat out don't deserve to be the head coach here. I can live with that 13-17 record. That's what's crazy. I can almost be like, you know what? I feel for them. The pitching injuries. You fought to 13-17. But when you factor in those midweek games, because those midweek games matter. And how can a team, again, it just last night shows the dysfunction of this team that was, because how can a team lock in the way that this team did last night and then be so disinterested in a midweek game? It's coaching. That's what it comes down to. I went on my rant after Carolina lost the Citadel, not giving a damn about the name right here, not representing this right here, this Carolina name across the chest. Laughing when you're down 10 runs to Xavier in the 9th inning. Like, shit like that. And Rhett Godbold comments, Kingston will be back. Rhett, I can't tell you how much I hate your comment. I can't tell you how much I hate your comment. Bro, Gamecock Athletics is not for the faint of heart, bro. It sucks at times. I mean, it really sucks. It is so frustrating. It is so frustrating. So, I mean, again, I can live with that. I can almost wrap my head around that 13-17 record. I can get it. Like, you know what? You lost a lot of guys, injuries, this, that, whatever. But them midweek losses, bro, I can't. I can't live with it. I can't live with it. I can't stomach it. I will not condone it. I will not accept it. I will not make an excuse for it. If you want to, hey, listen, Mark Kingston, if you want to make an excuse for this season, for the SEC, your SEC record because of pitching injuries, you know what? I will look the other way and I will ignore you, but I will not allow you to make excuses for losing midweek games the way you did. I will not allow you to make excuses for going 2-6 against teams from the state of South Carolina. I will not allow you to do that. I will not allow you to do that. You know what? Hey, guess what? You had injuries. It happened. You had a bunch of fifth-year guys. Guys like, hey, let's go ahead and call them out. They're done. John Gilreath, Parker Coyne, Cam Tringali, Wesley Sweat when healthy. Got nothing but love for all those guys. But those were your guys that had been there basically your entire tenure. Why were they still not contributors? They couldn't go out there and win a midweek game for you? Well, who does that fall on? They couldn't go out there and beat the Citadel. They couldn't go out there and beat Presbyterian. And it's all due respect to those programs, by the way. All due respect to them. But those guys couldn't go get the job done? Who does that fall on? I mean, we should have been able to throw Parker Coyne, Cam Tringali, and John Gilreath every single Tuesday night and win. You pitch at Carolina, you should be good enough to go out there and pitch and win. That's it. In the midweek. So don't talk to me about pitching injuries and dude, give me a break. Like you want to let that fly for SEC play. That's your excuse. You know what? Okay, fine. I'll ignore you. That's not even where I'm most upset at the season. You embarrassed yourself in the midweek. You're embarrassed yourself in the midweek. Let's jump to a break. Guys, we're taking your questions, comments, calls, and more on the other side. You're tuned into the Daily All right, guys, we're back. Taking your questions, comments, calls, 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. We are waiting on, or I guess I'm waiting on, I don't know if y'all are, but SEC tournament play getting going at 1:45. 1:45 Eastern. Kentucky and Auburn. It's crazy, man, the rain delays and all that. If we would have played today, we wouldn't have played till like 8 o'clock tonight. So whatever. But our season's over. Our season's over. All right, let's jump to the phone lines here.
Call from
Ryan Lloyd.
What's up, man? How are you?
What's up, Chris? I'm doing good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing well, man. Appreciate you asking. What's going on?
Hey, man, I just got a question, man. Do you think there's a possibility for the BOT, Board of Trustees, to maybe say, look, you can either go back to coaching baseball for Carolina, or you're going to be fired for that from the athletic director? I mean, man, I just don't get it. Like Kingston's had 5 years, man. He can't get it done. We finished 27-28. Regardless of the injuries and all, we should not be losing to most of these South Carolina teams, or the state of South Carolina, especially at home, man. I mean, regardless of any injuries or not, you ought to be able to recruit good enough to get by some of them, especially getting swept by your rival. It's just not Carolina baseball, man. It's something's got to change. And you know, I mean, I watched that game last night. Hell of a ball game. They played a good ball game. Just couldn't get enough hits together. Will Sanders pitched the gym. I mean, you couldn't ask no better. I mean, but it's just the way that the end where, you know, LaCroix missed he dropped the ball at the end. I mean, it's just the way it ended for Carolina baseball. It's just the way the season went this year. But something's got to change, man. I just don't get it. This is not Carolina baseball at all.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'll say this to the first point you made, and I want to make this very clear because I know this is the most popular thing to say from people about Ray Tanner. Ray Tanner's not coaching baseball again, my guy. If he wanted to coach baseball, he would have not hung up the cleats the first time. And man, he ain't coached in a decade. He ain't coached in a decade. And you know what? I wouldn't want Tanner to go back in the dugout because while people think his legacy is tarnished now, again, there's no way he'd get back to the level of success he had. Even if he came back and did well, people would say, well, he's just not as good as he used to be. I don't even want him to subject himself to that. So it ain't happening. Ray Tanner's never coaching again. He ain't coaching here. He ain't coaching somewhere else. He literally hung up the cleats because he didn't want to coach anymore. So with that being said, yeah, I mean, I don't disagree that he's not an AD either. And it would be in his best interest. I've said many times, I don't know why he still wants the job. I really don't. I don't understand the upside of why he wants to do it. Anymore, at least. I get why he jumped into that role. I don't know why he wants to do it now. But Ray Tanner is never coaching baseball again. Like, let's just go ahead and get that out there, get that out of the way. He's never going back to the dugout. But yeah, to all your other points, man, they're extremely valid. I mean, this ain't Carolina baseball. It isn't. I mean, it goes without saying. You know, it's not like it's some debate. Like, well, no, it's not. It's not. I mean, it under 500. Like, it's not even remotely. Not even winning 30 games. Teams that suck win 30 games. Teams that suck win 30 games.
I mean, we expect. I mean, like you said, I don't even expect them to go to Omaha every year, but I expect you to go to the postseason every year. That's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it ain't all on Ray Tanner. The BOT's got a lot to do with it, but it's gonna fall back on him, man. Who he hires and all. I mean, damn. I mean, Kingston's in had 5 years. I gave him the benefit of the doubt. I said, well, he might be okay. First 2 years, make a regional, super regional. Then he, like you said, he got his recruits in there, and he got 3-4 year guys that hardly didn't even touch the field that weren't injured. You couldn't throw them in the midweek games to beat Xavier, Presbyterian, South Carolina Upstate. Nope, sure couldn't. Lost to them at home. It ain't Carolina baseball, man. I hate it. I watched that game last night and just had a little bit of hope in me, like you did. Maybe we can make a little run in Hoover and, somehow make the postseason. But it didn't happen. But, hopefully we get something done.
Yeah, it's a change is needed, man. I think we're all on the same page there. Yeah, so change is needed. Yeah. Change is needed. It goes without saying.
You got the right. Hurry up, football season. Good talk, Chris, man. I'll holler at you later, bro.
Hey, I appreciate you, man. Thanks so much for the call.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Take care. Great stuff. Again, guys, I'm not trying to be like any type of way when I say it, but I know people love it. Hey, Ray Tanner needs to go back to the dugout. Get Ray Tanner back to the dugout. He needs to go coach. Guys, look at me. Look at me. Sit down. Stop what you're doing. Look at me in the eyes when I tell you this. Ray Tanner is never coaching baseball again. Just get that out of your head. Remove that from your thinking because it's never going to happen. Ray Tanner hung up the cleats because he was done.
Call from
Skylar Davis.
Skylar, what's up, man? How are you?
Happy football season.
Man, hey, happy SEC Unfiltered season. I'm not done watching college baseball. I don't know about you, but I got a reason to watch the SEC tournament, my guy, and I'm ecstatic about it.
Yeah.
Shit, I'm team Texas A&M the rest of the way out, man. I picked them to win the whole thing, so I guess I'm pulling for them. Team Schloss, give me Schloss or give me death. Schlossnagel, baby. I'm riding Schlossnagel. So,
man,
be fun to watch a team that has a coach that's not a complete slapdick. So, whatever.
Yeah, but the sad thing is he's coming back no matter what fans want to believe. He's not going nowhere this year.
There you go. You heard it from Skyland. Heard it from Skyland.
Either you can make yourself miserable and complain about it every day, or you can get behind him. Hopefully he gets the JUCO and transfer portal right, and he replaces Wimmer, and he replaces Eister, and he replaces Julian Boston, and he replaces Brent Bell, and and maybe he replaces Slightler. I'm not sure what he's going to do. Hopefully Noah Hall don't get drafted too high, and hopefully Slightler don't get drafted too high. But I fully expect Braylon Wimmer to turn pro.
Yeah.
Scouting report says he a top 5 draft pick, top 5 round draft pick. So, of course, if he does get drafted in the top 5 rounds, I expect him to go pro.
Oh, and listen. If Kingston's retained, you say it's going to happen. I think other fans say it's going to happen. I've heard 50-50. If he's retained, my plan of action will be we just keep it moving. I'm still going to be fired up for baseball season because I love baseball. I know in the back of my mind what needs to happen or what I feel like needs to happen. But, in reality, what will happen is, let's just say they came out tomorrow and said, hey, we're behind Kingston. We're bringing him back next year. He's our guy. I will say my piece on it. I will say my 2 cents, and then I will move on from baseball. I will not spend time dwelling on the fact he's there. You have to just accept the reality and move on. And we will talk about other things that make us much, much happier on a daily basis than dwelling on the fact that a certain coach is manning the Gamecock baseball program. It'll be a shame.
Man.
It'll be a shame, and it'll be unfortunate because, unfortunately, what will happen is baseball will take such a back seat in the mind of Gamecock fans. It will take – I mean, listen, football's already king, but we all know, like, baseball was the crown jewel. And I say was, by the way, notice that, was the crown jewel of the University of South Carolina. You bring him back, it takes a back seat. I don't know that that's the case any longer, Skyland. I don't. I think baseball becomes an afterthought like basketball. Damn near. Not to that level maybe, but it takes a far back seat to everything else. So, hey, they say Kingston's back, so be it. We're starting to talk football. Baseball is so out of sight, out of mind. We'll talk about it a week before opening day 2023. That will be my approach.
If a change is made, I believe, which I do think a change is needed. I am not a pro Kingston guy. I am against Kingston.
My guy, listen, my guy, that's what makes me laugh. I literally went to dinner with a buddy of mine last night, and he told me, like, yeah, you were of course, you were the first one to say fire Mark Kingston. I said, my guy, I was far from the first one. Skyland, you were on fire Kingston before the season even started. Before it even started. So let's make it very clear. I was not. I'm the loudest. I'm the loudest voice saying it, but I'm far from the first. I was one of the last to say it. So let's just put that out there, by the way.
Don't take this the wrong way. When I called into your show and you told me that you was having to win 37 games this year, and I told you I had them around 25 and 30, you and me refuted a little bit. We did. Yeah,
well, I mean, I didn't think you'd lose. I didn't think you'd get swept by Clemson and be as shitty as you were in the midweek. I mean, I didn't see that coming. I'll be honest with you.
As right now, I cannot give you my honest prediction next year because due to the fact, do I think Kingston's coming back? I will say he's coming back. Now, do I want him fired? Yes. But with the BOT and the buyout and the new coaching staff, I did not see him fired for being let go. I just don't see it happening. But I also, if you bring him back, I don't think South Carolina cares about winning too. If you bring him back.
Baseball just doesn't move the needle like football, for example. It just doesn't. It just does not move the needle.
But I am going to go off the record and give my prediction. I think he will be back for another year. I don't think the BOT wants to do another buyout. You lose your best three hitters, possibly because Josiah Butler was not having the year he thought he was going to have. Mm-hmm. So he did say that he wanted to come back, but then he took off. So possible your top four hitters are gone. Possibles, Noah Hall, if he gets drafted high, I don't know if he will or not. I don't think he has a lot of upside to him. So I predict Noah Hall to be back. Bosnick's gone. You kissed the baby on Bosnick.
Yeah. No, I don't think Bosnick's back either.
But I cannot say we'll be better or worse next year. I can say if you're telling me our top 3 to 4 players on this team are gone, and obviously you're going to say next year is going to be worse. But that's why I'm saying he has to hit the transfer portal and JUCO and get it right. He has to get it right. And I will be behind Mark Kingston. And I will stand behind Mark Kingston because we're stuck with him.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're a Gamecock. I mean, what other choice do you have? You going to pull for him to lose? I mean, you don't have a choice.
Exactly.
You don't have a choice, my guy. I mean,
now I will start back the fire Kingston stuff if the same things happen. Inconsistent hitting.
Bro, I can go ahead and give you my prediction for next year. Damn near. Listen, we are going to be so much better on the bump. We're going to be so much better pitching. We are.
Way better, yes.
Yeah, we're going to be better. No doubt. Sheer numbers will be better. But we will struggle to hit again. There's just no question.
I think
We'll be 10th or worse in the
think,
league in hitting, and we will struggle to get to 32 or 33 wins. And I wouldn't even be shocked if we made the postseason next year. But it'll be ugly baseball, kind of like how last year was. Like, I have no doubt. I wouldn't be shocked if we made the postseason next year.
I don't know who leaves and who transfers. There will be a few that leave and transfer. Like Esposito. I don't know why he ain't announced yet, but he's no longer even with the team. He ain't been with the team in a month. Vito, if people don't know him, you know his name better than I do.
Vitas Velinicius or some shit like that. I don't
He's
know.
already gone.
Yeah.
He's already gone.
Right.
I would not be surprised to see James Hicks enter the portal because with the pitchers we do have coming in. I do think Noah Hall, if he stays, he will be a Brett Carey type of person.
Right.
I just look at Matthew Becker as, hey, Matthew Becker is a better starter than he is in the bullpen. Sometimes guys just play better in different roles than what they really are, which you want them to be. And I just from the fact when Matthew Becker starts a game, he's better than he is coming out of the pen. That's just what he is to me.
Yeah.
To me. I mean, he shut down Texas, Vanderbilt, Tennessee. He was your best pitcher versus Tennessee. I mean, he started the game versus who was the last start? What was it? The last start was it USC up? No, Charlotte. He started the game versus Charlotte. Very good start. Got pulled. I mean, he's just a better starter than he is a bullpen guy. So, Will, we're going to move back to Friday, which we better enjoy Will. This will be his last year with South Carolina.
I mean, you think he will. You listen, if you would have told me, though, you think he will. But if you would have told me that, hey, by the way, just so you know, Will Sanders is going to pitch on game 3 every game in SEC play, or basically every game, I would have told you were crazy, bro. So we can say that's going to happen, but we don't know. We don't know.
That's what people don't understand. Will Sanders, when he started on those Friday night games, he shoved. I mean, absolutely shoved. But when you got moved to Sundays or the third game, that's a totally different feeling. You don't have the same energy you have starting game 3 than you start, then on starting the Friday night. Starting Friday night game 1 of each series means something to these kids.
I mean, there's a reason you battle to be the Friday night guy.
Yes.
I mean,
so
there's a reason being the Friday night guys being the Friday night guy. It means something, yeah. So
I do think it'll be Will Becker and somebody else in the starting role. Yeah, is there a chance Noah Hall can start? Absolutely, but I just absolutely believe they're going to use Noah Hall as a Brett Carey guy. I do have Madden at third, Braswell at short. He might. I have Jeremy Vasquez and Travis LeCroy battling it out for second. I just feel that way. Because after if you don't know, Kevin Madden's gonna have surgery on his throwing arm. So is Josiah Slightler. They're gonna have surgery here soon on their throwing arms. That's why Madden was playing first. He tore something in his arm. Gotta have surgery. Slightler couldn't pitch. He tore his UCL. He's gonna have to have Tommy John if he wants to pitch. He has to have Tommy John. So,
right.
I just think Virgie will catch. Today's Virgie don't catch. I have Luke Ward catching or Cole Messina. Hopefully Cole Messina. I don't think he leaves. I hope he can get it right, get it together, so he can back Virgie up, so LeCroy can play second, or Vasquez play second.
Right.
But don't forget that we just got a commitment last night from the all freshman Big South, Chris Beach from Presbyterian, that also plays second. So I don't know how that's going to work. Evan Stone is your lock-in center fielder next year. I don't know what Thad Ecker's going to do. Is he going to stay or transfer? I don't know. I think Carson Horn going to receive enough playing time that he's going to want to stay. Carlos Cinco, I expect him to transfer out. Elijah Lambrose, I could see him transferring out. I just could. Does that mean he will? I don't know, but I could just see it. I mean, hopefully we don't lose a lot of guys to the portal.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully not. Hopefully not. But it wouldn't shock me because it seems like there's a mass exodus every year. So
if you do fire Kingston, I think you lose Slightler. I think he's dead gone.
Yeah.
You know, kids like that. I think Sanders is gone if you fire Kingston. Oh, I don't know how that's going to go. But I think Kingston will be back next year. He better go JUCO and replace some top 4 hitters, top 3 hitters, depending on Slightler. And get behind him. And if it's the same thing's happening after the Clemson series next year, one in the first week of SEC play, I'm going to yell fire Kingston.
yeah, my guy.
Next year, though, pitcher's going to carry the offense again.
Yep.
You're going to have Kate Austin that's going to have ton of experience. Hopefully, Adrian Hunter gets his stuff back together. Hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
Eli Jones, hopefully he comes back well. Hopefully Jackson Phillips and Jack Mahoney come back as well as expected. Will Sanders, Noah Hall, Matthew Becker, and the guys that are coming in the freshman class. Pitching will be day and night from this year to next year.
Mm-hmm.
So, man, please let Marcus Satterfield work out.
Yeah, I'm tired of firing coaches, man. Personally,
I know. I was just like, damn, please let Marcus Satterfield work out. I'm not high on Marcus. I'll tell you right now. You say what he had to work with, and I'm going to say I don't like his play calling. I just hope he works out. I'm tired of calling this show and saying who we need to fire. I want to call this show and just talk great things about Gamecock sports. I don't think I ever call in to say anything good.
Well,
I think I'm negative now.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're just unfortunately a reflection of what's going on. So it is what it is.
I do think Shane Beaver has arrows pointing in the right direction. And am I still sold on him? I don't know if he's the guy or not, but I know he gives you hope. He has everything pointing in the right direction. And we'll find out 2 years if he was a good hire or not. But as of right now, I think he's the right guy for the job. Time will tell, but he does have errors pointing in the right direction. That gives you hope that he's the guy for the job. And that's what we need for baseball. Somebody having the arrows pointing in the right direction. And Mark Kingston does not have that. So.
Well said, Skyline. I appreciate you, my man. It's always a pleasure to chat with you.
If the change is made, fans don't be, you know how Ray Tanner is. He's going to wait till everything's done and over with. He's going to wait till the College World Series is done. He's going to wait till all that's done if a change is made. That's just the way he is.
Right.
So, all righty. Well, go take your break. I know you're about ready for your little break you take.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you taking the time to call in, my guy. It's always a pleasure to chat with you. So.
And your predictions. Wait for you go. Do you predict him coming back or being fired?
Gun to head, I think he's back.
Yeah. All right.
I don't
Have a
trust
good
I don't trust USC, the powers that be, to do anything at this point. So
All right. Well, enjoy your summer, Chris, and let's get ready. Today's moving day, and let's get ready to go Cops, fight, win, kick ass.
Skyland, I appreciate it, my man. I appreciate
Later.
it. Pleasure. Great stuff, guys. We are going to jump, excuse me, into a quick break, but I want to continue to hear from you, more of your questions, comments, calls, and more. On the other side, you're tuned in All right, guys, we're back. Taking your questions, comments, calls. 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Appreciate you all tuning in. Thank you all so much again, guys, for loving sport all week long. Andrew, the textbook, says he thinks it's 60-40 that Kingston will be fired. 60-40. We got a couple of texts here, guys. Our softball team needs a change. Beverly Smith is awful. That's what somebody says. Also, Justin texts in and says, will Mark Kingston be back next season? Yes or no? I say no. The Florida loss hurt. It's time for South Carolina baseball to go in a different direction. Again, I just told Skyland, and it may surprise some of you, but if I am forced to go on record and say whether I think he'll be back, unfortunately, guys, I think Mark Kingston will return. I think he will. And that's not because he deserves to. That's not because he's the best option for us moving forward. I just don't trust the higher ups at South Carolina to make the move. I don't trust them to. And I do, again, even though Carolina baseball is a big deal to us, I question how big of a deal, how much does college baseball move the needle at South Carolina? Is there a fierce irritation from those behind closed doors? Is there a fierce irritation from those in charge to get this thing back on track? Or would they rather make excuses and say, well, it was the injuries, it was this. Well, the buyout, we can't pay that. Unfortunately, I tend to think that they will lean on those. They will use those excuses as a crutch, and they will let their pride and ego get in the way a little bit because they don't want to fire a third head coach in less than a 2-year span. They don't want to admit they were wrong for a third time. So, gun to head, I think Mark Kingston, unfortunately, is retained. I think he is. I think he's retained. I think he will be our head baseball coach in 2023, and we'll just see what happens from there. So, anyways, guys, taking your questions, comments, and calls. Let's see. I think we had you with a text come through. Robbie Davis texting in. Just wanted to say I hope the right thing is done after this season. Go Gamecocks. Hope you're having a great week. Thank you, Robbie. Appreciate you, sir. Appreciate you, Robbie. People saying Beverly Smith needs to go. Guys, all due respect, how much pressure is there to make a change at the head coach of the softball team? Y'all think there's a lot? How much do y'all think, truly? I'm not asking that in like an insulting way. I'm just curious what y'all think. Guys, we're taking your questions, comments, calls. 843-790-3377. I guess you guys can see me and hear me okay. I thought we were having some Wi-Fi issues behind the scenes, but I guess not. Well, Connor, and here's the thing. I think there's pressure on Kingston. And that's one of the reasons I do what I do. There's nobody else that's going to call it like it is. There's nobody else that's going to say, hey, Mark Kingston stinks. Nobody else will say it. But I'm just saying, baseball does not move the needle like football, guys. I wonder if USC just thinks they can say, well, it's just baseball, like whatever. It's baseball. They'll get over it. Travi says, video is skipping like yesterday. Stephen Borwell Jr., lagging. Travi, we are lagging. Yeah, I think I'm going to look into going back to StreamYard. We use the Melon platform to stream, but I don't know. I think I might I might go back to StreamYard. I don't know. And also too, the Melon platform doesn't allow Twitter comments, whereas StreamYard does. And honestly, I think that is a much more prevalent platform for us than Twitch. Nobody really uses Twitch hardly. So I'd rather have Twitter comments fired up again. So Kinlaw hackers. The Kinlaw hackers are out. The Kinlaw hackers are out. Beautiful. Are we going to have to call this early? Is it going to be that bad? Is it going to be that bad? 12 Chris Smith says if Frank Martin was kept, do you think maybe the Board of Trustees want to make a change? I agree with you as well, or as much as we all want him gone. I think Kingston's here next year. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. Wouldn't doubt it. I mean, again, like I said, if I got to go on record, make a prediction, I think that he is back. And I hate to say that. I really do. I hate to say that. I hate to say that, but I think he's back. Yep, I think he's back. Anyways, guys, if you'd like to call in, you're more than welcome. Of course, the Gamecocks baseball season is over. Check out the podcast that dropped this morning, though. Podcast that dropped this morning, a great show, episode 653, full breakdown of the game last night, and a great conversation, by the way. Great interview. Former Gamecocks quarterback Reed McCullum joined me. Reed McCullum, appreciate Reed taking the time. Really, really great stuff there. A fantastic, hilarious Steven Garcia story. Brian Lattimore, are you on Wi-Fi or hardwired through Ethernet? Not saying it's your internet for sure, but Wi-Fi sucks for what you're trying to do as a business. Brian, I have been rocking the same exact way with the same exact Wi-Fi setup for ever, dude. Years. So it ain't my Wi-Fi, my guy. If it is, I'm gonna go sue Spectrum for how much I'm paying them for wireless internet. So it ain't the Wi-Fi, my guy. I really think it's the Melon platform. I think it is. I really do think it is. So Cody Branch said Tanner hire Kingston. If so, I'd say he gets one more season just because Tanner doesn't want to be proven wrong. Yeah, Cody, Tanner hired Kingston, yes. Travis Lee, Rebecca called in yesterday at the end of the show because she saw people commenting asking how she was. So she wanted to update us on how she was doing. So yeah, she did call in. Yeah, melon turning into a lemon. Yeah, I'd agree. I would agree, my guy. I don't know what it is. The Kinlaw hackers. I guess that's what it is. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with the Wi-Fi, my guy. Maybe I need to maybe I need to unplug and plug it back in. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Shitty Wi-Fi is no bueno for the business. Shitty Wi-Fi is no bueno. Anyways, I guess we're having trouble with video, which sucks. Because here's the thing, guys. If there's no video in this, there's no point in doing this. And I hate to say that, but that's the whole point. If there's no video, I mean, I do a podcast with audio. There's no point in just doing audio. Yeah. There's no point in doing this if the video sucks. 12, Chris Smith, Auburn, Kentucky. Yeah, Auburn, Kentucky about to get going to the SEC tournament. They are indeed. They are indeed. Let's see. I'm just trying to see if the Wi-Fi is still bugging. Yeah, I think it is. Let's see. How do we want to proceed here? Anyways, all right, cool. All right, we're going to make a decision then. Sorry, guys, to abruptly cut it, but I'm going to – this is happening. This has been happening the last couple of days, so we are going to – and the SEC tournament's about to start 1:45, so I'm going to go ahead and cut it, guys. We're going to go ahead and cut it. I'm going to probably – I don't know why I didn't do this before, but bring the router and all that stuff up here and try to play with it and see if we can't get this running better because our internet, to Brian Lattimore's credit, it is running slower than shit. So we got to fix that. We got to fix that. So, yeah. So I'll get this taken care of. Like I said, I just there ain't no point in us doing this if the video's choppy and shoddy. Travis Allen, I appreciate you, Travis. Again, sorry guys. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Muschamp hackers, Kingston hackers, Kinlaw hackers, all the hackers, they never quit. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, though, and try to get this fixed. So appreciate y'all. Stay tuned to everything. Come out to Tin Roof tonight. Listen to the podcast that dropped this morning. And, again, thank you so much for your love and support, guys. We appreciate each and every single one of you. And, yeah, we'll get this fixed, and we'll rock as normal tomorrow on the Daily Crow. So, again, guys, appreciate you all tuning in. Come on out to Tin Roof tonight, and we will